American Express often comes across as being something for high rollers, people that fly around the world, business people. But they do have a rewards program that could be for everyone, I've heard. How would it work for families? How would it work for kind of regular people? Joining me is Angus Kidman, our editor-in-chief here at Finder and our resident points guru. So Gus, how does it work?
So it's like most rewards schemes. Every dollar that you spend on the card, you'll earn a certain number of reward points, and those total up. And then you can eventually redeem those for a range of things. That includes shopping, that can include travel, it can include paying the actual annual fee for the card with the points, which is a fairly unusual choice. You also have the option of transferring those points into one of several airline frequent flyer point schemes. So it's quite flexible on that level. There's different things that you can do with those points depending on what your own goals are.
So it sounds like there's a lot you can do with it, but the devil's definitely in the detail. How do you find out about what's available?
The devil definitely is in the detail, and you want to be able to get sort of an independent source on that, because if you actually go and find out from the card providers, obviously they've got a bit of a vested interest there in getting you to sign up.
Sure.
So if you check out the Finder Guide to Membership Rewards, which is linked in the comments, then that gives you really detailed descriptions of the different ways that you could redeem and earn those points.
How much do these cost?
So the costs can vary enormously because there are a lot of different American Express cards out there. They're all pretty much eligible for membership rewards, but the number of points that you earn would vary depending on the cards, and the way that you can redeem them will vary a little bit. You'll also see a big variation in the annual fees. So some of these cards are quite affordable. Some of them, the annual fee is hundreds of dollars.
Wow.
So some of those cards have really nice features, but if you're spending hundreds of dollars on a card, I would say you want to make sure you're taking advantage of all the features and not just the rewards program. And again, you really need to look at the cards in detail, and you can check out our guide to those cards, which will help you sort all that out.
So it sounds like there are heaps of benefits. Can you break down what the pros and cons are for us?
I think the single biggest pro is that flexibility, the fact that you can use the points in a bunch of different ways. Also, the fact that you can use it to earn points in airlines like Singapore Airlines. If that's an airline you fly regularly, perhaps you've got family there, perhaps you go there for work, there's not a lot of other cards in the Australian market that give you the ability to directly earn those KrisFlyer miles. So for some families, that's a really big benefit just to be able to sort of work through that scheme. So I think that flexibility, the fact it works in lots of different environments, is probably the biggest plus. One obvious con we've already talked about, it is confusing because every card has slightly different rules. So you do need to stay on top of those, and the rules can change. In April 2019, there was a big adjustment, and in fact, most of the points became worth a little bit less, and so there was a certain amount of angst in the frequent flyer community about that. But this happens with cards all the time, so you do need to be aware that if those rules change, maybe it's time to reassess your card and think about whether a different scheme might work better for you.
So there's quite a lot to take in, and there's obviously some benefits there, but I guess would it be suitable for families rather than that high-flying executive we imagine when we think of Amex?
I think there are contexts where that can work out. I do think that ability to earn points in some schemes, some people are very committed to a scheme, perhaps they've moved here, they've already got some membership there, they want to keep that up. That really can be a useful benefit. The reality is too, lots of families, there will be someone who's got an Amex card for work, and so they're getting some points this way, so you want to think about how you can exploit that. Having said all that, because you can't earn points in some other ways, for instance, there's no big alliance going on with supermarkets the way that there is with Qantas and Virgin. It may be that for some families you are better off looking at one of those kind of more domestic frequent flyer schemes, because you may be able to just earn points faster in that. So it's a bit horses for courses, but it's certainly worth comparing and considering. I wouldn't just automatically write it off as the executive only option.
So if you've got someone in your family who's maybe already using an Amex card, or you've come from overseas and you have points already, or you're just interested in finding out more, we have a link to the full guide below.